Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So, DICE actually thinks they did a fantastic job on the new stadium map. Well, excuse me, on the repurposed stadium map, shall we say. And I'm here to put an end to that because, well, let's face it, the map is complete and utter garbage, and it deserves to be pointed out. But that's not all, believe me, okay? This video has a bunch of different little topics. We're going to talk about the new game mode, the new event that's being added to 2042, adjustments to matchmaking, all these weird lore things people are pointing out, and an update to EA Anti-Cheat that is apparently only affecting PC players because why wouldn't it? So without further ado, let's jump into this action-packed video. If you enjoy the content, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on because I now stream every single day on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you didn't know that, definitely drop by the YouTube streams. I typically go live anywhere between 2 to 3 p.m. EST. If you want solid notifications for every single time I stream, follow me on Twitter. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a statement by a developer of Battlefield 2042 recently in an article from Game Rant, where he talks about Stadium and why they made it and how apparently they did a fantastic job. And I always love when there are game articles about Battlefield 2042 because the people that write these game articles, the quote-unquote game journalists, are just the most clueless people you could possibly ask for. Some of them are, pretty well informed, but generally speaking, game journos are like the lowest tier of game information. And this article from Game Rant basically is exactly what I'm talking about because the person writing this article quickly proves that he has no idea what he's talking about by stating that they were quick to deliver this stadium map. Which, of course, if you actually paid attention to the life cycle of Battlefield 2042, you would know that we have waited an unbelievable amount of time for a repurposed area of an already existing map. So what does the developer of this map have to say about it? Well, they said that the response from the community to this stadium map has been, quote, overall positive, and the team has done a, quote-unquote, good job on the reworked version. Now, let me just preface this by stating that I could make an entire 10-minute rant going over each and every single portion of the stadium and basically just dissecting why the stadium map is just a heinous creation, but I'm going to spare you guys and I'm just going to keep it brief. In my playtime of Battlefield 2042, I have disliked many maps, as many people have, right? Don't like Hourglass, think that map's bad. Discarded, also bad. Orbital, terrible, hate that map on Breakthrough. Stadium, though? I stated in my initial review of Stadium that it, quote-unquote, might be my least favorite map in the game. Don't worry, it is definitely my least favorite map in the game now. I am putting a stamp of disapproval on it. And this is for many reasons. I think the bleachers are terrible. You get stuck on the bleachers even though they're completely made of stairs. People can camp on the 5 separate levels of the stadium. There are so many doorways and ramps and zip lines, and it's crowded and there's stacked verticality. And funnily enough, the outside portion of the stadium, which everyone was making fun of, is actually the portion of stadium that plays the best, and the interior of the stadium, which they actually apparently worked very hard on, plays the absolute worst because it is generally just a mishmash of unpredictable trash. Now, as to whether or not the feedback for this map has been positive, and as to whether or not they did a good job with the stadium rework, I don't think the overall feedback for Stadium has been positive. In fact, at least in my community, and on my videos, and in my Twitch chat, I think almost every single person that has typed in my chat that has played the map really doesn't like it. And that's just because, hey guys, it's a pretty bad map. Now, did they do a good job? I don't think they did. I think they could have done a much, much better job, actually, because once again, let's not forget that this was already an existing portion of an existing map, okay? It's not like they had to completely redesign the entire thing from the ground up. So realistically, a lot of the work was already done for them, and they had months upon months to do something with this, and what they did is just pack the entire area full of, a bunch of unpredictable covers, zip lines, and generally just poor design. And before I wrap up my sort of mini rant about this stadium, let me just give you an example of the poor design. I'm going to focus again on the bleacher area. So if you play Conquest, the bleacher area actually serves as a sort of in-between point between both deployments. So you can spawn in and then shoot the enemy team immediately, but the funniest part is you get stuck on the bleachers, which just happen to be made of a bunch of stairs, die most of the time, and then the areas where you can actually go into the interior of the stadium, if you're standing in those little mini corridors that are marked red, the walls leading into the stadium are slanted in such a way that you can't actually peek them without showing your feet first, which means most of the time when you try to, clear angles and push in slowly or intelligently, you just die because, once again, you're in a tiny corridor, and the way it's slanted, you can't even stand there. But the other funniest part is, you also can't stand there, but you can't run back because of what I stated previously. Their spawn is on the other side. So you're getting shot in the back, or you're getting peeked while you're trapped in a corridor that you also can't peek. It's just trash. Now, moving away from that extremely jolly topic that I'm really happy about, we're going to talk about something, well, much better, which is the new game mode, or one of the new game modes that is going to be added into Battlefield 2042 in the form of an event later this month. It is apparently a one life mode, and it's squad-based. So this screams search and destroy from Call of Duty. What I mean by one life is, obviously, if you die, you can't respawn. So I'm guessing what they're going to do to this is they're going to base it around Rush or some sort of diffuse game mode, make it 5v5 or 4v4, and then you have a version of Battlefield Search and Destroy. That's pretty cool. I'm actually looking forward to this. So if that interests you, this is probably going to be one of the last events that Battlefield 2042 actually has that is going to be worth playing, because if I had to guess, they're just going to repeat the remaining events for the remainder of Battlefield 2042's quote-unquote life cycle. Now, moving on, there was a post on May 15th from Battlefield Bulletin that said, there's a PSA for PC players. The teams are investigating a memory issue streaming from EA anti-cheat. Basically, there was like a massive memory leak that would sap your performance. There is a fix for that now, and it is going to be deployed sometime next week. I personally wasn't noticing anything wrong, but then again, I have my FPS in Battlefield 2042 turned off, so I don't get depressed. Definitely leave a comment down below if you noticed you were having issues, perhaps in the past month with EA anti-cheat, or you had a bunch of crashing. I personally didn't. Maybe I'm just lucky. But that is going to wrap it up for this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoy the content, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For the people asking about the final Battlefield 2042 review, I can't really give an ETA, but just know that I have started working on it. I don't know how long it's going to be. It's going to be however long it needs to be, right? That's how I'm sort of approaching this. I want to make sure I do it right, but then again, it's not going to be some sort of 2-hour-long movie documentary type of thing, because the game doesn't deserve a video like that, to be completely honest, and it doesn't need a video like that. You can summarize the catastrophe of this game, at least in my opinion, within 20-ish minutes, and do it very eloquently and accurately. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I stream every single day on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Turn notifications on and follow me on Twitch. All links are in the description. I'll see you guys later.
Marking danger! On me! Ha! Got one! Need a second to reload! Got one! Hostile located! 90 meters from my position! Threat marked! Actually, cancel that.